Red Bull Airborne France, let's get ready for the final. Finn Mcgill, Ian Crane, Griffin Colapinto, Reef Heazlewood, Nomme Mignot, and Maxime Husno all out in the water. The slate is wiped clean. The single biggest, best air is going to determine the champ at the 2019 Red Bull Airborne. Let's get going.
Oh man, expect mayhem. Expect absolute carnage and mayhem and more of what we've seen all day in this final, because it all comes down to one air. All or nothing, Kersey.
I'm a little scared, actually, to see what goes on when the boys actually have the 20 Gs on the line in one heat for best air.
Here goes Maxime, goes to the radio.
That was pretty big. Are we going to talk about what we just saw with Ian Crane and Chris Cortez?
We might as well touch on that, because you got to see the full episode.
Next level.
That was amazing.
Epic. Surf comedy is not an easy thing to pull off. That was incredible.
Chris Cote did that really well. That is 21 hours. You can find it on Red Bull Surfing YouTube channel.
Man of the moment.
You gotta check that out.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see that full episode.
Craney out here in the final. He'll have a lot of support, especially in the competitors area. Everyone loves him.
Yeah, he is definitely a character, and he definitely helps at the party at night.
Yeah. We love characters in surfing, and that's why we love Red Bull Airborne, Josh, because you are bringing personalities and characters to surfing, and this is such a wonderful platform.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for WSL to take on this style of platform and Red Bull as well to showcase it, it's like, just shows you how diverse like WSL as a platform is, having like rising tides young girls, and then having these crazy maniacs try and kill themselves off big sections, big waves and everything.
And it's pretty cool, because like you've been hanging out like Papa Bear, just running the family. They've all been eating dinner together, and it's a real community.
It's a real good vibe for sure. I mean, it's so fun hanging with these guys. I feel like towards the end of my tour days that everyone's kind of on their own, in the CT everyone's got their own little
selfish.
They have, like, it's just generally pretty selfish, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then
selfish. It's all about me. It's not about the team.
This is like the best vibe. It just feels like when I first got back on tour, like, if you lost, you went out and drank with everyone that lost, and it's good times. It was
good to see the Airborne guys really, taking it back to the old days at Café de Paris the other night.
There was a good homage there that night, for sure.
Wasn't it?
It was really good.
I feel the vibe, but to refresh the fans, how are we determining a winner right now in this 45-minute final?
Yeah, so the guys had 2 heats to get their 2 waves. Best air was doubled. Top 6 are in the final. It's just best air now.
Just the best air?
Just best air.
Winner take all. Real simple.
Real simple, clean, and just gives them the big incentive at any point in time. Even with 10 seconds to go, someone can come from the 6th place to 1st place that hasn't even landed anything yet.
Well, that makes it exciting. And for the whole series, are we going to crown a champ for that as well?
This year, no. We just did like the 3 separate events, but we are looking towards bigger and better things next year. And yeah, that's going to be really exciting. I know all these guys are really excited at the thought of more events and getting to travel together some more and enjoy their destinations they go to.
Have you had sort of a chance to reflect on the series so far and any takeaways for next year? Like having a ratings system, is that going to help sort of crown the grand champion next year?
I mean, obviously that'll help crown the champion, but it's also worrying. I'm like, are these guys going to start getting mega competitive and start thinking about they want to get in their top rankings and become this like little competitiveness within each other? I don't see that happening. I hope not.
Yeah.
The kind of mentality a lot of these guys have towards life and everything like that is very different, so I hope they don't have that.
I mean, I
know they're competitive, but not competitive with us.
This is really different from a championship tour event, and I think that's really what you wanted to bring to Red Bull Airborne, and you've accomplished it because the vibe's super good, and the peer approval seems to be as important as the money for all these surfers.
Absolutely.
I can't stop looking at Kaipo with this backdrop. I'm flashing back to MTV, like 1981. Look at this guy.
Oh, look at the barrel Finn's in.
Finn's just
he loves his barrel. He loves his barrel to air combos. That had to have been a 10 if it was in the CT, that one earlier with his...
Oh, it was insane.
The barrel to that full rotation Indy, it was insane.
But here on the Red Bull Airborne, one thing to score.
That's it. It's just airs. The boys are just getting, like Crane was going, this is like the funnest thing ever. I was getting barrels and airs, heaps of sections. It's so much fun.
Kersey, we're getting you to sign the
Air
Layer Wall of Fame.
Okay.
There you go, mate. You're up there with some class acts. There we go. So action in this final 40 minutes. And no scores on the board just yet.
Let's get Sendy. that's the word from Josh Kerr. Let's get Sendy, and we're going to get Sendy right now. We got 40 more minutes on the clock.
Who do you boys see taking this one out in this final? I don't know what you guys think.
I think I've only got. I think I've got kind of an emotional favourite. Like I feel like I'd like to see Craney get it, even though Finn probably deserves it.
Yeah,
that was
Craney.
Like you said.
so crazy.
I can't
Like
believe
you
you didn't
said.
jinx him just then. That was heavy as you were
that was
talking
heavy.
about. That would have been a typical jinx, and somehow he pulled it.
You know
that
what,
was
Vaughn?
sick.
That was the anti-jinx.
Oh my goodness.
goodness.
Reef just went for a big one too.
That is so good to see early in this final because
Yeah.
now everyone knows it's step up time.
Yeah, now you know the benchmark that you need to get above to get the win.
That was wild.
I actually had to bite my tongue on the end of that. That was heavy. I was like,
Look at the yank that he gets in here.
Dude.
that is monster.
That reminded me of that Medina one from like Super Tubos like a couple years ago. Big straighty on the shore.
He has got
Wow.
the
Are
epic
you
loft.
kidding me?
Move in. Mate.
That was so cool. That was so much better than an air reverse.
Well, there you go. Yeah, isn't it?
so
isn't
much
it?
better.
Well, we talked about that earlier, Vaughn. Big straight air versus an air reverse. You were saying, air reverse, a lot of guys are pulling that right now. We got 12-year-olds who are able to do air reverses in
You got
2019.
a daughter that can do it.
My goodness. Like,
Yeah, but your daughter can do stuff that no one can do.
yeah.
She's doing legit indies in the pool the other, not that long back.
But Ian Crane with a lofty front side air, a lot of hang time, yanked on the rail. Josh Kerr writes on the wall, get Sendy, and Ian Crane sent it.
Yeah.
We're going to wait for the judges' numbers on that.
That was so cool.
One more time. Let's look at it. Why
I
not?
want to see that angle from down the beach looking up at it again. Yeah, this one.
He
Look
did
at that.
some work.
Well, that was Meola's section, the section a bit before it.
Look at this. He goes past two sections and then just
Dude,
hits it.
That was so cool.
Oh, that would feel incredible.
That was amazing.
Do you remember the first air you ever made and like the sensation of how it felt?
I do. I remember my first proper air. I was like 11 or something, and it made me really happy.
It's out of control how different it feels to everything else that you've experienced in surfing. I mean, I haven't done a lot in my life, but I know that the odd one that I have landed, I've gone, whoa. It's almost like a surprise.
Oh yeah. I've seen you pull a few, Vaughn. Come on.
Yeah, come on. Thanks, man.
You and Aussie hung way too much not to get inspired to do a lot of
Oh,
airs.
no, it's true. It's hectic. The only problem is, surfing South Narrabeen, it's just like a 1 foot onshore left-hand closeout most of the
so
time.
Aussie's doing 100 airs to your
I can't even
half
stand
a
up.
one.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, there we go, guys. The number 2 eclipse, a 5.83 for Ian Crane.
Yeah, that's a good score. I mean, that's the third best score of today, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if he did that air on a bigger section on the outside, I think it almost let him down how much of the wave he had to kind of be on before he got to the section. But the air itself, far out, that was insane. But we did speak to all the boys prior to the event, and we just told them look, we're going to have good size waves. So you go big off a good size section, that's where you're going to get the really big scores.
Yeah.
Like Meola's one, that one where he dropped from the heavens, that's a 10.
For sure, yeah.
Well, we've had a lot of help from Chris Binns, who's been roving around the Red Bull Athlete Zone, and I think Binnsy's still there. Let's check in with him.
Yeah, thanks, Kopo. Just had a chat with the head judge. Now we're going to go to the judges that matter, the peers. A bit of skepticism around that 5.83. Sage Erickson, you were giving it a 9.
Yeah, I gave it a 9, but I guess my airs aren't too big and not really legit because Ian only got a 5.83, but that's pretty huge to me.
Ashton Goggins, what do you think of that score?
Oh, that was a low ball. I mean, we're all biased for Crano because if he wins tonight, there'll be a hell of a party at the Stab House. But yeah, I would say that would be at least a 6.5. Geisleman was saying it was a clean 6. Great. Look, no one said it was the best.
Noah, don't go anywhere, mate. Hey. Lark, oh, these guys are terrible. All right, Koto, what do you make of that score?
I think it should have been a little higher, but that was a lovely air.
And who's going to win the final?
Ian Crane.
You heard it here first, folks. Back up to you in the
I
box.
said it first.
Yeah.
I said it first,
Actually,
Binzy.
yeah.
Actually, technically, Vaughn Deadly did say it first. We can rewind the tape, and
Yeah.
Thank you.
Vaughn, you're there.
I still
Thank
can't
you.
believe you said it right as it was about to go
Oh.
off a section.
Here's the
I
5.83.
kind of agree with everyone. I feel like I would have liked to have seen at least a 6. I know it's just a big straighty, but look how lofty it was. The hang
so
time
lofty.
is skitsy on this thing.
Oh my goodness,
the
that was like
landing is
similar
just-
a little bit to the slob of Reefs in the D-Bar
Yes.
final as well.
Yeah.
Hey, let's bring it back. Let's keep this trend going. Let's bring back the big, straight airs.
Oh, for sure. Who we got here? Maxime. He really, like, speaking to him, he really wants to do one of those, like, method oop spins. Like, that's where his head's at. I've seen him land a few in some clips that are pretty sick, so it'd be cool to see him pull that off.
Method oop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little backside grab.
Backside grab on an
Kinda
alley-oop.
like you kind of tippy-toe it down, give it a little tink up a bit, but maybe not quite method in the way of snowboarding and skate
I'm
standards.
gonna go with method because he does crank it out. Get a little arch in the back, and it's going to be a method. You know
And
what
you
I mean?
kind of put the board's kind of facing the sky at one part
Yeah,
of it,
it's a
little
real-
bit, you know, the bottom of the
It's
board.
not an air you see a lot of.
No.
Methods. Like, I mean, if you can pull a real arched out method, that's
Yeah,
gonna
a straight method doesn't
mental.
happen much in surfing, that's
No.
for sure.
We got to look back in history to
It's
Brady
like method
Diaz.
by default,
Yeah.
this alley-oop.
Yeah, right. Well, Craney, 5.83.
Yeah.
Set the benchmark.
Well, there hasn't, there's going to be some zeros in this final. We know, we've seen every heat there's been at least 2 zeros, I think. That's not that they're not going for it, that's for sure. Oh, bucket of
Colapinto.
make right there, a little Colapinto back rev.
So that was a backside air reverse, and by today's standards, pretty straightforward air by today's standards.
It's
Do you think it's going to go better than that 5.83, Josh?
I might need to fire the judges if it goes closer to the 5.83.
Oh yeah, it was just north of a chop hop, that thing.
Yeah.
Just north.
I hope I didn't shoot myself in the foot there.
No, you didn't. You know where these guys are going. There's no way.
No, but it was awesome. I mean, a backside air reverse is definitely harder than a front side. Even though it's easy to rotate backside, like in the way of like getting your head down and get the rotation, I think it's harder to land.
And there's the format right there that you explained earlier, Josh. Really simple in the final. Best there wins. So
Except
there's
for
going to be
that-
a strategy change.
Except for the 18 athletes that turned into 21 or 22 this event because of our
A lot of
injuries we
injuries.
had.
Oh my gosh.
Mate, you were
Warriors.
just plowing through the surface.
I'm like, do you want to surf? It was, luckily on hand there was some really awesome air surfers to throw out there, and even one of our injury replacements got hurt, Leon.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's crazy. He took out only in there for one heat.
I mean, so I guess the lesson is, Kersey, for the future Red Bull Air events, we need a long list of alternates or injury replacements, given
Yes.
already what we've learned here in France.
Or make every single person wear gas. I'm not.
it was, this was like, remember the Owls event for the slab hunting?
Yeah,
This
yeah.
has kind of been that of an air show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, the boys not holding back. You gotta love that.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think there was one wave made on that whole first day. One wave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
it.
scary.
It was frightening.
That was scary.
So here's the replay. Griffin Colapinto got
3.77.
3.77 for that. Yeah.
Did you get anything for second?
Good sized bottom turn. He kind of rotated up to that thing. Just didn't. He was kind of like didn't get the pop because I felt like he was losing speed as he was getting to the lip. He wasn't like accelerating at the lip. That's where you get that kind of pop out of the lip more so.
Yeah, well, it was watching Julian and Matt. That was really evident. Those guys were hitting the lip with so much speed.
Yeah, they're just so, which you probably don't need to do out here. You don't need to accelerate at these sections because they're going to throw you.
Even this morning, Reef Heazlewood, he was just hitting sections way too fast. He
Yeah.
couldn't keep his board.
He
with
has
his
like
body.
that Italo spring in his step when he gets pumping towards a section. It's really good to see, and from a young Aussie especially, it's rad.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pop. Talk to us a little bit about the criteria for the judges, Kersey.
Yeah. So obviously you're not going to get scored unless you complete, which has been sad for today to see some of the attempts that went down. But just all about this one was more about just going big off really heavy sections, and in some of the other events this year, we're really trying to bring in more of that technicality and stuff like that. Look at that, Nomme giving himself a clap right there. What's Finn got? He's got some different stuff. Oh my, make that.
Crossed up. That was beautiful.
Crossbone Indy? What was that?
I'm just going to go, crossbone Indy or crossed up Indy.
Yeah.
Just getting the nose poked out there.
I've seen him pull a couple really cool ones of them.
Hey, look at styles in the criteria too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Style isn't part of the criteria. Style in the air.
Yeah.
And the way you kind of poke just like...
And that had a ton of style too.
There was a lot of style. But, you know, the technical and style is coming into it for sure today, but not quite as much as it has like at some of the other events. It's more about just commitment, you know.
I'm super stoked style is in the criteria for this one because it's not in the criteria on the CT, Kaipo. I don't think it's
speed,
in there,
power,
is
and
it?
flow, but
Yeah,
not
so
specifically style.
Because like
no.
I think with airs, for the future of them and to see like the best possible airs getting played out in these events, it's got to be there.
Yes.
Couple of replays to get through, starting with Maxime Husno.
Look, I just love, you know, we've said it before in here at the Airborne. There's Nomme's one.
Nomme's one.
Clean.
Yeah, I think they'll come out similar to Griffin's.
This is style.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Finn, that's like we've been talking, he's the most, like, got the most talent of up and coming with like just thinking differently towards airs, like in the movement that's going on right now for sure.
And not only was that like again a turn that we haven't really seen any of. I'm trying to think if I've seen turns like that before, even in clips.
No, I think he's the only guy that I've seen do it, to be honest.
I think when we look at someone like Finn Mcgill, because of his skateboard background, and he's an excellent skateboarder, he's able to have that air awareness. So he has both the pop, but he's also really comfortable at getting grabs that are harder than your standard like backside grab. Those indies are harder.
Oh, nice make by Nomme. Another point.
He's telling the judges he wants some numbers.
Yes, for sure. That was a nice little air rev, for sure. For good section, definitely good section, and it wasn't easy to make. It might be getting a little bit easier now with the tide pushing in to help out those. Earlier there was just so much water pulling off the embankment on the beach at the whitewash as they were landing. They just couldn't even get any forward momentum.
Well, that was a 3.33 for Nomme Mignot for this air right here. Points at the judges, but he's not going to get the digits to take the W with this particular air.
He hit the section sweep and he got the rotation, but there's just kind of no height in it.
Yeah, he didn't get the pop. The section kind of let him down a little bit for pop.
The flick was good, the ride out was clean, but you got to have the pop.
All right, Ian Crane, everyone's favorite right here. Actually, I'm going to take Finn for this one. Where are you going, Kaipo?
Well, Finn and I both fly the same flag, so of course I'm going to take Finn Mcgill. I'm partial. I can't help it. We're from the same island, in the middle of the Pacific.
Yep. I'm like between Finn and Reef. I'm kind of like right in between there.
You know what, though? Let's check in with Finn Mcgill because he had a lot to say about the vibe here at the Red Bull Airborne. Let's hear it from Finn himself.
It's just fun again. It makes competing fun. And, I mean, competing is already fun, but it's just like surfing with your friends, joking that you're snaking each other and stuff like that. It's either competitive surfing or making parts. And it's really hard to make it in both of those. So it's like another way to make it in surfing. I would love to be a part of the future of this. I really think this is going to be a big part of surfing.
There you go. You heard from Finn Mcgill. He's stoked on the format. He's stoked on the series. We're stoked on it. And Finn's been throwing it down.
Man, that was two big attempts just then.
Yeah, Finn threw one wildly as that attempt of Maxime for that.
You called it, Kersey.
Rotation. That he really wants that one. Just needs to get the section. They're pretty tricky to put down. You got to like put it back down into the like transition. Otherwise, it's really easy to get caught on the roof and just get exploded out here right now. So we've got Nomme in second with that 4.5 from that ramp.
Does second get anything in this competition?
Yes. 21st, 10 second, 5 third. Great money in this final. Yeah, it's real.
Oh, it's going to be a great after party here at the Red Bull Airborne.
Yes. Who we got here? Nomme again? He's just feeling it right now.
Yeah, I think Reef actually looks pretty deadly. It's just tapping speed off the takeoff that looks, you know, has a lot of potential.
Yeah, it looks like that tide's definitely filled in a lot in the last, like, even half hour, 45 minutes. You can kind of see that they're fattening out. Not every wave's dumping. Oh, here we go, Reef. This might get tubed, huh? Oh, make it. I think he made that.
Where is he?
There he is.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Oh, Finn. Wow. There's some big sections out there.
Conditions improving just in time for the final here at the Red Bull Airborne France. We got our man on the beach, Chris Binns. Binnsy, where you at? What you doing?
I'm down here with Griffin Colapinto's coach, Jake Patterson. Are you more of a filmer and an advisor this afternoon?
Yeah, the air shows are a little bit different to the norm that I'm used to coaching, but yeah, just had to replace Griff's equipment just then. Looks like he's got a little ramp here. Oh, let's see if he can land. Oh, he's practicing for the real Connect. Oh no, didn't come out of the barrel.
Do you make them put, obviously the good boards are definitely not allowed out in these?
Definitely no good boards, and just, you know, I hate to see you get an injury. I mean, you know, his whole career is, and he's playing around in this thing. So, but it's entertaining. The crowd's loving it. I mean, I'm loving it. These guys are getting hammered.
And Griff's a big energy guy. As we see one of the goofies getting drained, that's going to be a 0. But Crano's still leading, so no worries. Yeah, I mean, Griff's obviously a high energy guy, gets up early and is just go, go, go. So this keeps him occupied, right?
Yeah, it's been a big day. It's three 45-minute heats. It's pretty gnarly, but he's actually practicing on the bank, so it's a bit of fun for him as well. So it's a bit of a bonus. Everyone's getting drained right now. And punting, are they? Maxine? Oh, a little straight there.
All right, well, we might throw it back to the boys in the booth. You got a tip, Griff?
Crano's winning, so I hope Crano, one of the SC boys will probably win. Let's go, eh, boys?
No worries. All right, cheers, Jake Patterson.
All right, thank you, Binnsy. And just to clarify things, it's not like they're riding bad boards out there.
They're riding brand new equipment still.
They're riding good boards too. Yeah. The boards are going to take a beating because they're going for it.
Yes. And it's awesome to have guys like Griff in this. Like, it just shows how much they enjoy being a part of this kind of these events, you know, as well. And even though they've got their tour series points on the line, they're like, I want to have fun with the boys in the Airborne. This is like, it was even like with Julian, the same thing. He's like on the group chat, like, can't wait to have fun with you boys out there and send a few airs. It's just like that exciting vibe that they feel like is, you know, within what happens on the sea. They feel sometimes that their like expression gets squished a little bit, if you know what I mean. Like they have to conform. In this one, they don't have to conform. They can just go for it and have fun.
It's so hard, when you get on the CT, your natural game, which might include stuff like getting creative or hitting end sections and doing big airs. It does sort of, you got to pull it in and learn how to surf smart.
Yeah, it took me a while to like pull those reins in and figure it out.
That's
but then,
not always a great thing.
But then I kind of, towards the end of it, I feel like I'm just suppressing all the fun stuff. Like, let's just get that out of me. And
hey, when I heard on the word that the CT was ending for today and they were going into Red Bull Airborne, I was hyped because it was like, I knew I was going to have an afternoon party here on the beach in France, and the good vibe is definitely here. And you know what? It's infectious. More fun coming your way. It's finals time here at the Red Bull Airborne. More action right around the corner.
Watch Tony Hawk and the Birdhouse team pushing the boundaries of progressive skateboarding. Saturday. Available on Red Bull TV.
Behind the waves. Beyond the competition.
Come in, lads.
Follow the world's best surfers behind the scenes of the Surfing World Tour 2018.
You can see everything.
Boom, paparazzi.
Unique insights.
Everything about it just stinks.
And words from the wise.
If you're scared of sharks, don't go surfing.
No secrets.
Still trying to figure it out myself, to be honest.
no limits.
But don't follow me round.
No contest. Now available on Red Bull TV.
It's finals time here at the Red Bull Airborne France, and it's been Ian Crane on top of the pack right now. We've got 20 minutes for that situation to change. One big air is going to win you the title here, 2019, Red Bull Airborne France. So far it's Ian Crane, but the action is going to continue here. I'm Kuiper Guerrero. I'm joined by Vaughn Deadly Blakey.
Yes, Kuiper, good to be here with you. Epic afternoon here on the beach at Hossegor. Look at the crowd lined up. They're just meters away from the action. And it's 20 minutes off party time, bro.
Let's do it. Let's see some big, lofty airs.
Come on.
Like Josh Kerr said, and he wrote it on the wall, let's get Sendy. Heazlewood lines up for that, gets a little tripped up in anticipation of
Look
the
how
ramp.
dreamy the texture of that water is now. It's like smooth faces, little corners everywhere. We've seen Ian Crane fully get Sendy. That was a really nice straight air, just a big lofty punt. So much hang time.
I'll be happy if a straight air wins this event.
Yeah. Oh man, I'll do anything for an air rev not to win it. I'm such a grunt, aren't I? Such a grunt with air revs.
Look it, you're honest.
I'm sorry, man.
You're telling the truth.
Okay.
Ian Crane with a stale.
That was incredible.
We know that's his signature move, and he almost put that down. Ian Crane with the backside stale, full row.
How is the pop on this thing, man? Toaster. Ejection. Flying out of the, oh my goodness, and just can't get onto that little hip.
Slow-mo, you can really study the difficulty and the pop here of Ian Crane.
That is so sick. It's a no-make, but that was just so cool, man.
That was so sick, it's toxic.
Yeah, it was just
Quarantino.
Ludicrous.
Colapinto.
Yep.
And he gets munched.
So if he'd stopped that, I'd be okay with that one.
100%.
I'd be okay. Like a full rotor into the flats, it's a pretty spectacular air, but slobby there. No, mate. He's in the mix, coming second at the moment. 10 grand for second place. That's nothing wrong with that.
Take the money and run. Ian Crane's on the top of the pack right now. It's 17 minutes and 40 seconds. Let's hear from Ian. How do you win a Red Bull Airborne? How do you do it, Ian?
What I think it's going to take to win one of these contests is you got to do something really big on a really big section. It's just going to take getting the right wave and hitting it at the perfect time and somehow riding out clean to win and do like an air that's, I don't know, presentable as like a video clip, which is what they want to see. Like the judges, they want to see like a video clip air in a heat. So it's kind of hard for all those things to line up, but that's surfing, so it's not the easiest sport, but when it all happens, it's awesome. So
there you go. If it's not clip quality, you're not going to win. Fair enough.
Yeah. I think that's exactly what Kersey had in mind when he set this thing up. Like we want to see, you know, airs that take sometimes 2 or 3 months to try and like get down. We want to see it right here on the beach in front of everyone under pressure against, you know, the best in the world, against the CT quality surfers. Craney almost landing something completely remarkable, that backside stale.
We had a look at some of the instruments that we're going to be handing out later on at the conclusion for first, second, and third place here at the Red Bull Airborne France. We put the band together and move on to the Red Bull after party. Reef Heazlewood. Oh,
that had Meola written all over it, didn't it? Hitting those big wedges coming straight at you, just projection out of the lip into the flats. I still think Reef is deadly here. He looks the man most likely. He's just sort of taken off, taking his time. He's hitting these sections nice. All he needs is just one cushy little landing. He lost that one. But I'm loving the speed that he hits these sections with, Kuiper.
I'm loving the speed and the commitment by Reef Heazlewood. So right out of one of those, you might just take the title from Ian Crane, who's currently on top of the pack with 15 minutes and 30 seconds counting down. I love that the crowd is still just as strong on the shoreline, Vaughn, than when we started this afternoon.
And it's just getting louder. Louder and louder. Look at all those heads. It's such a cool scene down here on the beach. And, you know, we talk about just how important this beach is, like how many classic moments have gone down on the sands just straight out here at Hossegor. It's one of the best beach breaks in the world, if not the best.
And the punch that we have here is real. And you can see it with how much speed all of the surfers are able to acquire to hit those ramps and throw those lofty airs. Had a lot of injuries today. We had a lot of no makes, but we had a lot of go for it. It's been extremely entertaining. One could say potentially groundbreaking when we look at the Red Bull Airborne series.
Yeah, we've been waiting. I think that, you know, when you look at the events that we've had so far, we've had sort of a mix of conditions. I think there was one day at D-Bar that really provided some punchy ramps, and that sort of showcased what we could expect. I think Italo and Reef Heazlewood in particular are really sending it on that occasion. But today has been just all about matching the power and somehow trying to manage it, because the waves have just been really challenging. I mean, every single person has had to deal with just excess speed. You can't really rinse it off. It's too quick. And then the ramps, they're just pitching you. They just absolutely throw you out into the flats. And if you're not getting a cushy sort of corner to land on, you're really just fingers crossed. Good luck.
Yeah, and not to mention the consequence of not making your air. I mean, we've seen tremendous wipeouts. We've seen a number of injuries as well from
Super
guys
heavy.
100% going for it.
Super heavy. And I mean, you could hear the worry in Jake Patterson's voice as he was sort of watching Griff surf. I mean, we know Griff can handle himself out here.
Beautiful barrel.
What? Beautiful.
But unfortunately, it's an air contest.
But yeah, I think everyone's, you know, these are sort of dreamy conditions. Even though it's challenging, it's so fun surfing shoreys. So when you're a grommet, you're growing up, that's what you love. Easy, just access off the beach, plenty of punch, the odd pit, a few ramps.
Well, I'm sure this is going to motivate the next generation of surfing aerialists. Here's our leader, Ian Crane, just up and out there. Not going to change the situation. 12 minutes, 50 seconds counting down.
Yeah, a little bit of a lull here, just everyone sort of resetting, I think, for what will be a pretty exciting last 10 minutes. One aerial will win it, Kipes. One.
That's the great part about this format, is that we just wipe the chalkboard clean and we just go, hey, look it, winner take all, big air, and you're going to be the champ here. Flying by, flying down the line. Maxime Husno, big air. Maxime pulls that down. So that is going to challenge Ian Crane in a way. I'd love to have another angle of that. We'll see that again in the replay. But Maxime certainly put down a big frontside air. And there's the punishment that we saw right behind him.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, from a distance, it didn't look as impressive as Ian's, I got to say, but maybe a tighter angle will give us a bit more scope on just how high that was and how he rode out of it. So I'm just keeping in mind Ian's air. It was a good grab. I don't think he got the hang time that Ian got.
I agree.
And the pop just slightly off. If I'm going to be critical, mate, and, you know,
that's your job.
That's what we're here to do. I'm just going to say that this air just had way more pop. You can see it's got full second of hang time in between sort of getting to the apex and starting to come down. I think Maxime may move up into second or third there, but I think Ian will keep the lead.
Ian Crane continues to surf through here, looking for more opportunity, protecting his lead over the rest of the pack in this final. 11 minutes counting down, still waiting for the numbers from the judges for that last straight air of Maxime Husno.
The good thing about making an air like that, though, is it's going to give you heaps of confidence, you know, to hit the next section even harder. I think Maxime, he's got a couple under his belt now in this final. It all builds. All helps to build, mate.
Here we go,
Here
Reef
goes Reef.
Heazlewood.
Is he going to get something here? Look at this. He's heading towards another big, meaty, just nothing heaper. And Finn. This could be it. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Nearly. Yeah, it looks like Finn and Reef are most likely to challenge at the moment.
So last air for Maxime Husno, that straight air 3.73, Maxime. Fourth place so far. Nomme looking down the line, Nomme Mignot. And the ramp just missed time there for the French surfer.
I mean, watching the trials, you can tell that Nomme's got a couple of pretty wild things in his back pocket. If he gets one of those flips done, or especially one of these big ones, that was awesome, man. That was a really cool,
beautiful,
just connection, wasn't it, with the takeoff spot?
And the indie grab there for style, yanks it, holds it through the early release on that full rotation. If he rides away with that, he rides away with a win.
That was
barely not making that Maxime Husno firing off.
That is exactly what I was talking about. He's had a couple of smaller airs, but he's getting his timing just bang on. That would have been a score. Maxime, he's got the big local crowd all hanging down here on the beach. Him and Nomme, lots of support. I'd love to see one of the local kids take out the Red Bull Airborne here. Kobo, look at this.
Beautiful pop. Lands it. Looks like he's in the clear, but just gets eaten up right there with a little bit of backwash on the shore break.
Well, that's two really nice backside airs in a row, but the style of Finn Mcgill,
right?
You can't argue with it. It's so modern. I mean, what he's doing out here is fully setting a new benchmark. And really, overall, in this event, he's definitely been the most creative guy. He's bringing new tricks to the party that we haven't seen.
Yeah, he certainly is. And he's so comfortable with that indie grab, which is a difficult grab to get down and have the leverage to grab your trailing arm there and just kind of like bone it out, secure that, really grab onto the board and yank it up. Finn Mcgill, like you said, Vaughn, is really setting new standards. All he needs to do is ride out of one of those, and he's going to have a win over Ian Crane. But right now, it's all Ian Crane for getting fat frontside air. Colapinto looks like he's maybe a little bit reserved at this moment, Vaughn.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a few barrels. His timing just hasn't been on point out there. Let's have another look at this. This technique is pretty much flawless. That grab, look at the spin, look at the height. Full rote. It just unfortunately kind of comes off the back. So you got to also project, out in front of the wave a little bit more. But, I mean, epic air. I'm trying to think, in the history of surfing, who's really nailed good indies. There's not too many guys. Like, I don't know. Like Gav Beshan's the only guy who really springs to mind who was doing them consistently.
Yeah, Gav Beshan. Mason Ho's got a pretty good indie air.
Mason Ho does.
Back in the day, we always talk about Christian Fletcher. Christian Fletcher actually had a pretty good indie air also back in the day.
It's a pretty elite club, right?
Yeah,
it's not a lot of guys doing it.
It's a small club.
But Mason, yeah, he does really good ones. He extends into his air too. He somehow gets extra yardage out of it. Reef Heazlewood, he made one here?
Sure did.
Oh, he's
nice
feeling
good.
good.
He likes it. You know what? He feels good of making there. He's going to get on the scoreboard right now. We'll probably have to take another look at that one from Reef Heazlewood. There's a nice lean air. The amplitude, we'll take another look and see how high he actually got.
This could be surprisingly bigger than we think it is. He's down the beach. It's a weird angle from that first camera. If he's claiming it,
he felt good. Here it is.
Well, it's a big wedge, plenty of speed. Yeah. It's good.
Lofty gets that lean grab.
It kind of grabbed a bit off the takeoff. I mean, it's a make for sure. It could put him up into, I'm just trying to think of Nomme's wave. It's going to be around that score. I can't see it challenging Ian's air.
5 minutes, 25 seconds, counting down. We're still waiting for the judge's decision on Reef Heazlewood. Big, straight, lean air. Lots of pop. Reef enjoyed the landing. He showed us a lot of emotion on the kick out. Here we go. Colapinto.
With speed. Throws up.
Oh,
that was nice. Well, the first bit of it was. Just losing control midway through the oop. Oh, I'm really interested to see what this wave of Reef scores. Kaipo, taken off right on the foam ball there. Griffin. Just losing the front foot. Little loss of control. There's 4 minutes 30 remaining. There's not much time left here. A little air rev from Nomme.
Yeah,
what do you think, mate? What do you think of Reef's air?
I thought it was lofty. I thought having a lean grab is pretty much stylish. I think the judges are taking a long time to really digest that before assigning a number. Again, we have 3 judges, and every single one of their scores count in the number. So we're probably having a discussion right now about that last air from Reef Heazlewood. Remember, 4.5 or better will move him into second place. A 5.83 will take him into first, past this man, Ian Crane, who's currently in that first place position.
Yep, bit of a frustrating one. Not really finding the section there. Craney, 3 minutes 40.
Hazelwood, 3.93, goes up to third place.
Yeah, good judging. Really good. I just felt like he got a little bit stuck as he hit the takeoff. It felt good. When he got the landing, he, like you say, he showed a bit of emotion, but it just wasn't that clean off the lip.
3.93 for you, 3.93. Reef sits in third right now.
So a 3.93.
At third, you're on the podium. Go, bro. Here we third, you're on the podium and take home some cash. Far from over right now, though. 3 minutes remaining, like you said, Vaughn. Still plenty of opportunity for all 6 of our finalists.
This is where maybe a little bit of CT experience pays off. Dealing with the crowd, dealing with the ticking clock, dealing with the pressure. It's all starting to happen. You're chasing down a score that's kind of mid-range. Well, here's Griffin, but he just throws that one. You know, we're only looking for one wave. One wave here. Will the opportunity present itself? Well, Finn Mcgill, who's actually hasn't banked a score in the final, despite the fact he's probably done 2 of the coolest airs in it. Just no completion. Will he get a chance to throw something at Kranos? Tell you what, there won't be a single person on the beach who will be bummed if Ian Crane takes this thing out. Okay, Maxime now. Looking for something through on the inside. He's already got a couple of keepers. But just low scoring. It's only one air that matters. 2 minutes to go. And it looks like Griffin staying busy. Sticks on the tail. I don't even know if you'd call that a Hail Mary.
1 minute, 40 seconds. These guys got to get busy right now, or else Ian Crane is going to take home the cash and the W and the first non-championship tour surfer to take out a win here at the Red Bull Airborne. Is he going to do it? 1 minute, 20 seconds. Feeling pretty good about it right now.
Oh, imagine what he's feeling. You reckon he's got the butterflies in the belly? He's just like, come on, get out of there, clock.
He's got a school of butterflies. He's got a pack of butterflies, a pod of butterflies, whatever butterflies flock in. Nomme Mignot, got to throw that away. Stay out of trouble there, Nomme.
Oh, yeah, no more injuries today, as we see. Here he goes, Kranos off the bottom. He's got the section. He throws the stale. Can't get the ride out, and now door open. 50 seconds, will he get back out? He probably will. 45 seconds. Finn Mcgill, Reef Heazlewood, Griffin, Maxime, Nomme, they're chasing him down. Here goes Maxime now.
There was that method alley-oop.
So close.
And again, a double grab from Reef Heazlewood, so last chance for all of our finalists.
It's really 20 seconds now, and Nomme down the beach. Is he happy with that? Finn Mcgill. Has he got a chance here, Kaipo? Here he goes. This is for the win. Oh, he rides out. No, I don't know if that's going to be a make.
Here we go. Countdown. 3, 2, 1. Knock, knock. Who's there? The winner of the Red Bull Airborne. It's going to be Ian Crane taking it home for the Goofies, taking it home for San Clemente, and taking it home for the Aerial Surfers Bond.
Wow, that is an epic result for the free surfers. But are we waiting on a score? I think they're going to announce it.
Yeah, there he
goes. Ian Crane. Look at the crowd. These guys are going to be pumped to send it. Not just today, but tonight.
The Red Bull after party is going to get sendy because Ian Crane is your 2019 Red Bull Airborne France champion.
Oh, man. Well, look, that is well deserved. Every single Airborne that this guy's been in, he's given us something for the highlights reel, Kaipo. He's not just sending the air revs. I mean, he's literally coming out here and doing big backside stales. In Bali, he pulled a couple of backside oops.
Couldn't happen to a better guy, Ian Crane. You can learn more about him, remember, on Red Bull Surfing YouTube channel. We got the 21 hours. You can dig into the life of Ian Crane. And one thing that's been added to his life, Vaughn, is a Red Bull Airborne Championship trophy.
Just so deserving. Such a great surfer. And the boys are absolutely frothing for him. Still get punished at that shore. You can't escape it today,
The punishment is endless here.
Man, that thing is relentless. Just keeps coming at you like a Chucky doll. Ian Crane, probably one of the biggest wins of his career, right? I mean,
for sure.
This is huge.
And you know what? Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. And a guy that puts a lot of fun in surfing. Ian Crane rushing up the beach. Let's check it out with Chris Benz, straight out of water.
You just won 2019 Red Bull Airborne Series. Crano, have you ever won anything before? I think we might go up and have a talk with Crano on the podium. San Clemente is on fire.
There you go, getting chaired up. I'm sure we'll get an interview with him at the awards presentation. But Ian Crane is absolutely relishing in this moment. We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we got the post-show coming up as well as our awards presentation, Red Bull Airborne France.